What up? Welcome back to Downrange Gaming Son. And I want to first apologize for last week for leaving you hanging like that. I won't do it in this video, I promise. And I want to thank you guys for watching it because I see they got a huge response for all you people commenting saying that you weren't happy, but I know at least you're watching. So, first, I want to make sure you guys know that thumbs up and favorites are huge. Like, that really helps a video get popular. So if you're enjoying the videos, please don't hesitate to hit that thumbs up button, that favorite button. It helps tremendously. So, talking about last week, I got into the story where I was in Germany. My wife's out there now, my ex-wife, and we needed some time apart, so she wanted to go out to the clubs with her friends from her squadron. I had no idea who they are, and I'm not trusting them or whatever. So I let her go out to the clubs. I go out to the clubs. This is all off base in Germany, and we end up at the same club in Germany. And I see her at the club. I'm with my boys. She's with all these males. I mean, some females from her squadron. And I remember when I seen her there, I came up to her and I'm like, yo, what's up? And she was just nasty to me. Like, get away from me. What the hell are you doing here? We needed time away from each other, which was kind of true. I shouldn't have showed up there. That was kind of weird. But I didn't know she was going to be at that club. That was one of my favorite places to go party at. So, I get away from her and, I'm just pissed. I'm just in a bad mood. I had a couple drinks in me. And I could see her across the club, I'm kind of spying on her a little bit, looking like what's going on with her. And I see somebody from, like, some dude grinding up on her, she's some dude grinding on her. And I'm like, now I'm like starting to get really mad. And I just snapped. I just remember I snapped and I just stormed through the club and just knocked the dude out. Bow! I just punched him straight in the face. Boom! I didn't even he saw me come. No, actually, I think I pushed him first and then I just cracked him. And, I get like choked out immediately. Like some big bouncer grabbed me from the back of the neck. I couldn't breathe. I remember I was like, all right, I'm cool. He just walked me out the club, kicked me out. So I remember I'm walking, through the alleyways in Germany with my buddy. He was like, what the hell's wrong with you, dude? I'm like, I don't know. I had to hit somebody. She was pissing me off. And I was stupid. That was really like a dick move by me to just punch this dude in the face, which he was probably just dancing. I know the reason I hit him though is because I know the guy knew that's my wife. And I don't know if he knew I was there, but like it just really pissed me off. So they kicked me out the club, and we go to a different bar, and I'm just pissed. I can't have a good time. I need to talk to her. I couldn't even. We didn't really have cell phones out there, so it's getting to the end of the night, and there's this another bar. There's like a ton of bars like in this area. There's this bar that is cool to go to at the end of the night to get like pizza or whatever, and it's a bar. I remember it was called Cristal's. It was pretty cool. And I had a feeling she was going to be there. So, and I wear glasses. I don't know if you guys know I wear glasses, but I wear contacts. So, I don't wear glasses. But I have really bad, like, vision. And when I was in Germany, I didn't wear contacts. I didn't wear glasses either, but I would just throw my glasses on when I would have to see something, when I couldn't see some. And I was kind of joking. So I remember I walked into Cristal's, walked to the back of the club, put my glasses on, and I see her sitting there. I see the dude I hit. And I see all the dudes and stuff from her squadron, and I'm just yelling at the guy to come outside. I want to come outside to fight me. And I remember she jumps up and starts pushing me out of the bar, and this other guy comes pushing me out, and this is her supervisor. He's he's a NCO, an E5 staff sergeant, so he's higher ranking than me. And and I can't disrespect a sergeant on or off duty in the military. That's you can get in big trouble. You get like an Article 15 for disrespecting an NCO. But I was so mad, and I remember he came out, and I was just flipping out on him like, "Fuck you, you fucking!" I just remember I was just cursing my ass. This is an NCO, and it's her supervisor, and I'm like, "Tell that dude to come outside," blah 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 blah, and it was just like he wouldn't come outside. I remember I was just pissed, and I went home. She never came home that night. I just went to bed, she never came home. And that was that. And so I think like this was my weekend off. So, like that Friday we had off, that Saturday I had off, that Sunday we had off. And then Monday I go back to work. And, she's in a different squadron. So I remember when I was cursing at the supervisor, he was like, look, he's not going to say anything that you hit him. You're not going to get in trouble. Just go away. Go home. Because he was giving me a benefit of the doubt. Like, this is what, like, my ex-wife, I was pissed. He kind of understand. But even though I was cursing him, he was being nice, which was dumb on my part to be mean. And he was like, nothing's going to happen. We're not going to say anything. Anyways, so I go back to work on Monday. I remember I'm posted with one of my friends. We're working the flight line or something, and I told him the story, like what happened. I was like, this is what happened on Friday night. He's like, whoa, yo, it's crazy. And I'm working, and then all of a sudden I get a call to go report to the law enforcement desk. You know, that's where my commander or my flight commander usually is. Like, Airman Wellens, come report to the law enforcement desk to speak to, I think it was Lieutenant Berto. That was her name. It was our flight commander. And I turned to the guy. I'm like, oh, shit, I bet you this has to do with that fight that was on Friday night. Like, I get in a lot of trouble for punching, you know, a guy in the military and stuff. Like, a lot of trouble. And my friend's like, look, just deny everything. I'm like, okay. Because I had a feeling like that's what it was for. So I show up, and I go inside the office, her office. She's sitting at the desk. I walk up to her. Ma'am, Airman. Yeah, I was an airman at the time. I was like, ma'am, Airman Wellens reports is ordered. You know, she's like, have a seat. I sit down. They shut the door. And behind the door is the flight chief and flight commander from my ex-wife's squadron. Like, they came all the way to my base, you know, and I'm like, oh, shit. You know, and this is the guy's flight chief and flight commander I hit, too. And they're like, what happened Friday night? I'm like, nothing. You know, I'm like taking my friend's advice. Don't say nothing. I'm like, nothing happened. And then my flight commander asked me, and then my ex-wife's flight commander, flight chief's like, that's fucking bullshit. You hit one of my airmen. I was like, no, I didn't, sir. I didn't hit anybody. Yes, you did. You punched him. He has a huge black eye and da-da-da. I'm like, oh, shit, he told on me. And there's nothing I could have done because he has a black eye. I'm like, and like, realistically, they're not supposed to be asking me questions like that without reading me my rights. And I know all this because I'm a cop. Like, I know the law. So they're not allowed to really be questioning me, and they haven't read me my rights yet. Because I could say, I want to talk to a lawyer, and I don't have to say shit. Like, that, legally, that's the way it's supposed to go. But I was like so like freaked out and everything, and I'm just like, nothing happened. I kept denying it, and they're yelling at me, blah, 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 blah. He's like, I have 5 eyewitnesses that wrote statements saying that you hit him, boom, whatever. And I'm like, shit, yo. You know, I'm like, I'm so screwed. I kept thinking. And then my flight chief, not my flight commander for some reason didn't like me, but my flight chief stepped in. They're like, look, you're doing this wrong. He has to get read his rights. So they took me, and now like I had to go give my weapon in and stuff. Right now I'm being treated as like a criminal. They read me my rights. Now I have the choice to ask for a lawyer or write my side of the story in a statement. Which I know, like, I'm so stupid, but I know, especially being a cop, I know, just ask for a lawyer. You don't get in trouble. It doesn't get you in more trouble. Just ask for a lawyer, you know, especially if you're guilty. My dumbass writes a statement saying I didn't do anything. I just pushed him. And, you know, I write that statement and I gave it to, you know, the law enforcement. And my flight chief read it first, though, luckily. He's like, yo, he's like, what are you doing? Ask for a lawyer. He's like, you falsifying a statement, you're going to get in huge trouble. You're going to get an Article 15. You could get locked up for this in a military prison. He's like, you can't lie. They have 5 witnesses. Luckily, I'm a cop. You know, I have all the inside scoop. He's like, they have 5 witnesses saying they saw you hit him. He's like, just ask for a lawyer. I'm like, so they shredded my statement, which is huge, like, to get away with that. So he shredded my statement, and I just checked off I want a lawyer. And then, like, what happened? So I'm going really far into my military stories, but I'm just going to fill this all in later. So, you know, it goes to a point where I go get a lawyer. It's weird how it works. Like, it gets taken to, like, commanders. There's, like, no judge. I didn't have to go to no court or anything. And it basically just got kind of, like, brushed under the table. Like, they understood I was really pissed about, you know, my ex-wife and, you know, the whole situation that was wrong with the guy was doing. And they kind of took my side a little bit on it. They're like, you know what, I remember when I had to go see the squadron commander about this now. You know, I saw my flight chief, everything now went straight to the squadron commander. And they're the one that's going to settle it. Like, look, this is what's going to happen to you. You're going to get Article 15, this, that, or the other. But luckily I didn't get an Article 15. Article 15 is like a really bad thing to get in the military. Like, it's on your record forever. It looks really bad. So it went to my flight commander. I remember after like a couple weeks later, you know, they wouldn't even give me a gun at this point. So I couldn't really work. For real, like, as a cop, I was doing like bullshit jobs for a little while. And I went to my flight commander, and he was like, look, I would have did it too. I would have hit the guy too. I'm like, oh, this flight commander is awesome. He's like, I'm not going to give you an Article 15. I got some other charge. I forget what it was called. It wasn't that serious. He's like, I'm going to give your gun back, but you're going to Kuwait. So they gave me my gun back, and I got deployed to Kuwait. And the funny thing about getting deployed to Kuwait was I guess should I get into some of that story? I think I got some time in this game. Like, I get deployed to Kuwait for, during Iraqi freedom, Operation Iraqi Freedom and all that. And I get a job in the armory out there, which is a cool job to have, like, in a deployment. And my armory squadron leader, or my armory supervisor, is the supervisor I cursed out at in the club back when I punched the guy. I'm like, no way. And the first thing I see when I see him, I'm like, dude, I'm so sorry about all that. He's like, it's cool. But that's the end of my stories for today. I'm so happy you guys checked it out, and make sure you thumbs up and all that. And make sure you come back next Monday, and I'll get into even more crazy stories of me in Germany. And there you go. I didn't leave you with a cliffhanger. So I guess I'll see you next week. So peace on the streets. Sign.